How's it going, everybody? Back on the server today. Wanted to show you guys what we've been doing because we've been busy. First off, I built our first reactor down here, and I'm trying to test out this halogen alarm to see if this heats up, if it'll activate the comparator, which is supposed to be a comparator, but it reads as a AND gate. I thought it was a regular comparator, but apparently it's a red logic one. But this is the recipe we're using. I came up with this one. Like I said, I do my own recipes, so I'm sure somebody else has probably done this one before, but this is, what I came up with for ours. Using 2 quad cells gives us 64 EU a tick, and I'm going to build the other chambers to go around it eventually, but for just those 2 quad cells, that's plenty. I can actually, when I get the other ones on, make 2 more sets of these, and then have 128 and 196 EU coming out. But we don't have that much thorium right now, so it's not that big a deal. If you see all this wiring here, this redstone wiring from Red Logic, that is something that XAR did that I actually did not know we had available in Gregtech. There are these nifty little covers right there, which are is it energy? I actually built the daggone things for him. Can't remember. I know it uses a EU reader to make it. Where is the daggone EU reader? Okay, so it uses this to make it, which is just a circuit and 4 copper wires and glowstone. And then you put it in an assembler with iron or aluminum plates, some kind of soldering material. We always use soldering alloy because it uses the least amount. And you get these energy detector covers, and it gives out redstone, and you can use a screwdriver on it to set it to the exact amount you need. Let me ask him because he set these. See, if I do this, it says normal energy storage. It's on battery inverted electricity storage, normal steam storage, inverted steam storage, normal average electric input. See, it's got all kinds of different, and he said it's on battery inverted. So let's see here. let him set it back, but basically you can use that to set it so it will detect if it needs power. And the way he has this set up is if that one needs power, it'll send out a redstone signal to the reactor. So the reactor will turn on. There's no switch on the reactor. And then it also sends out to this line, which kicks on our steel furnace. And then this one is for if we are only low on power. This is our large 8V, which feeds into the EVs over there. One sec, let me see what he wrote here. Okay, he shared me a picture here. It says inverted electricity storage, including batteries. Okay. It sends a high redstone signal when the batteries are not full. And that's what this one would be on. And then this one sends power just to the bronze blast furnace. So when we are under normal working conditions, we're not running a butt ton of stuff, then we only need the bronze blast furnace on to maintain us in power. But when we are under heavy load, like we have been for the last 24 hours, then everything kicks on. And we have been running ethanol into here constantly, trying to get it used up, because as you see, we've got a butt ton of ethanol drums sitting here, which is the way I wanted it. I wanted to get a bunch made up before we actually started burning through it. That way we had reserves. I'll take you over here to the gas pass real quick and show you what's been going on over here, because we have changed a little bit. Oh, looks like we're full again. We've been having a problem where this tank has been staying full, and this one was never filling because these were always running. We're doing, I'm guessing, somewhere between 6 and 8 drums a day of ethanol right now. And this isn't even on right now. I'm not sure why it ran out of power. I'll have to go upstairs and check, but basically he put in a refinery down here, which is kicking into our main line. I have the 2 distilleries powered by this basic diesel generator and power from there. These are our apples coming in, our saplings coming in, and everything is backed up right now. So let's go up and see what the issue is. We are out of sugarcane in there. That's the issue. So let's go out here and have a look. This is something Briarios was trying to fiddle with there. We have 98 sugarcane. So the problem is that it ran out and something else got into that silo. That's what this is that he's trying to mess with, is trying to get a activation on it where it will automatically shut itself off if it gets down to just a little bit over 0. And comparators are supposed to be able to read what is in these. So like if I take this comparator, and I don't want to use alveoli blocks because I do believe they will keep searching for something to give me some melons. That's not actually doing anything at the moment. But like if I put this comparator, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it because you got to set it backwards. There we go. Like right there, to me, it should have a redstone signal coming out of it because there's nothing in it. Now, if I take this one and I go up here and I place this here, see, that's kicking out a redstone signal because there's stuff up there. So it's actually backwards. So what we can do is, I do believe, oh yeah, that takes sword. Put this here, and then that will kick out a redstone signal when it is at that level. Let me grab these. So if I put that there and around that way, I could send it into, I can't go through where that leg is, so it'd have to go here. And apparently I can't go down that, so I'd have to put a piece of cobblestone or something like that there. But that's basically what I'm wanting to do. So if it can run, if it doesn't, if it isn't full, it'll get a signal and it'll run. Actually, you know what? I bet I know what it is. I bet it has to have redstone here and then it'll work. So see, then I could take out that, and as long as that is filled up to that level, it'll kick that out. So I could do the same thing here. I just got to make comparators for each one of these, and I've been busy working on stuff back over at the base, so I haven't had time. And I think Briarios is working on his mod right now, so he hasn't been on to do it. So we just basically keep it running. But now I'll come down here and show you. XAR put in this little buffer here, so things will get made in here and they'll get kicked into there. And then they'll go in because we were always short on seeds up there. But after this gets full of power, then this line should start taking power. But right now it's backed up on stuff to do, so it doesn't need power. And it's sending all of its power right now up here to the fermenter, probably to get it back to full. Not really sure why they're not running. Let me get some drums and check this out. Every now and then I think those IE cables just kind of glitch out and stop working, and you got to reset them. And I got a spider coming at me here. Let's dispatch this dickhead. Alright, got to make sure these aren't mercury drums, because shouldn't have that problem anymore, but XAR keeps mistaking mercury drums for empty drums because they look the same. And I'd bring them over here and I'd put them down and go, wait a minute, they're not turning orange. What the hell's going on? And then I look at the name and it says mercury drum 256. Alright, so there we go. Now that'll drain what's in that tank, which is a pretty good amount, into these. It'll fill these front ones up mainly first, but it's not doing it quite the way it normally does. And it's filling everything. It's supposed to fill the first ones first. It's the way Gregtech pipes are supposed to work. Alright, so they're going down. Let's see. Let's tell Vic. Let's go check this thing out here. Yeah, this one's still good and full, so maybe it's not draining down there, and that's why it's not on. But anyways, it does work. It works pretty good. Don't ask me what all this is. XAR is working on something. Oh crap. Get out of here. Crap. Shit. Nope. I don't like those. Might have to call in the reinforcements. Bad creeper. If I'm remembering correctly, that's a death creeper. And it blows up with a big explosion. We actually had a hungry spider sitting here the other day, which ate half of XAR's stuff trying to get him killed. I was having a bad lag time. I think all my neighbors were downloading porn or something. Go ahead and reset my sleep real quick. There we go. And we've been making iridium like crazy. I think XAR is upgrading his suits, and that's why he's been making all this iridium, because you'll see up here he has 4 things, and each one has nano armor complete. I don't know where his boots and hat are for that one, but he had 4 complete suits up here, and I think he's getting ready to upgrade it to quantum armor, because he made about 4 stacks of iridium. Okay, he's got his boots and hats on for that set. I don't know where the other full set is, though. Maybe he only made 3. I swore he made 4. There's only 3 of us at this base, so it would make sense to only make 3. That's our solar up there that runs all the time, except it looks like he might have overlapped a little bit. I need to ask him about that. It's putting out 128 EU a tick. Everything runs into this HV and then gets sent down to those, which gets sent over to that one, which then gets sent out to everything else. So let's see. And if anybody doesn't know what this is what I'm currently working on. This is a distillation tower, because I'm going to get started on making some oil and refining it. We're going to actually have 4 different lines coming off of here. We're going to have a processing line for plastic, for Teflon, for that new stuff that you need, nitric acid mixed with sulfuric acid and stuff to make TNT and ITNT. We're going to have that. So plastic, Teflon, that. Oh, and nitro diesel. That's the other one. Also, I set up our processing line here for the sludge stuff. I'll basically show you what I did here. This one we have nitrogen coming in, so I just put oxygen cells in there. That comes into here and gets put into empty cells. This is dumping the oxygen that it's using up. The empty cell from it and the fluid are both getting dumped in here. The only thing that's not automated in this is the moving of the empty cells sometimes. You got to put oxygen cells in that one and oxygen cells in this one, and it will do everything else. This makes the nitric acid, which runs into these two, and then the nitric acid is in here. We're doing pentlatite right now, which is nickel, and that comes down here as blue vitriol solution and gets turned into nickel and oxygen. And then this is all of the sludge here that I just pull out of here, stick it in here, and that'll make what I need, and then that'll get centrifuged, which I don't have put over here anywhere. You see, this will take that stuff it just got, use an empty cell, make an oxygen and nickel. This is basically just a temporary setup until he gets whatever this contraption is he's building, which is supposed to be a new base, and then everything will have more room, and we'll put everything up there. So because of us now needing O2 cells, this is not needed. We're going to end up moving it. This is our hydrogen generator. Put water up here, plant matter in here, like I stick these melons in here, and it'll centrifuge them into methane. Methane gets burned in here, comes in here and powers that. It's not perfectly efficient. It will run down batteries if you don't let it fill up with methane before you start. It's very, very costly to get hydrogen this way, but XAR chose to get a lot of stuff out of a lot of copper out of the malachite and stuff that we had early on, and not centrifuge it down to get the hydrogen. So we have no hydrogen stockpiled around here. The hydrogen is used here to make us tungsten. Basically, all we do is pop this off of here and bring it over here and stick it right there. It gets pumped in here. When it gets, I think, 7,000, it mixes with the scheelite, and scheelite makes us tungsten. And then we can take the tungsten, throw it in here, and cook it up and make tungsten, and then put steel with it and make tungsten steel, which is what I'm getting ready to do, so I can start making some of the HSS steel stuff. I've never made one of them. Do we have any more scheelite? Yes, we do. So that's basically what's been going on. We have gotten through our first set of thorium cells. So I made this thermal centrifuge. So I actually got the lutetium dust, which I was trying to figure out how to get early on in my Gregtech 5 world, because that can be used. Oh, this is another one where you got to blast furnace it and then make it into the ingot in the vacuum freezer. Then you can fluid extract it. I still don't agree with Bloody that this is necessary. But this is the stuff that I was looking for to be able to mix with carbon dust to get raw carbon fiber. It's only actually a 33.33% chance that it will work, where you can actually use platinum, which is a 50% chance, palladium, which is a 90% chance, or this stuff, which is 33.33. But this stuff has basically no other use, and carbon can be gotten just about anywhere. So if you want to save on your palladium, which actually has no other use as far as I know, you might as well use it if you're going to use the other one. I think that's about it. I did set up this as well. This is a thing to put plant matter in. You put one of these when you got 9 of them in here with a crushed ore or a bee comb. If I get to that point, you gotta put 9 of them in here with a crushed ore, and it will give you 4 crushed ores. Daggone, I hate that crafting profile thing. I don't even know what it is. Right here, you put 9 of either a plant matter or a comb in with a crushed of whatever it is you're doing, and you'll get 4 out. And for some things, like this one is emerald and thorium, you get purified thorium and molten uranium 238. Wait a minute, why in the world would emerald give you uranium and thorium? Thorium somewhat makes sense because they're found in the same vein, but not uranium. That's kind of weird. There's the Quantaria leaf, which is iridium, and iridium, which makes 4 iridium and platinum. And then that gets automatically dumped into the fluid solidifier down below and will get turned into an ingot. So that's why the basic fluid solidifier is down below it with an ingot mold. And then the purified stuff here gets thrown into the regular processing line, because I can't throw it in here So it just gets tossed in here, turned into purified dust, and ran through the centrifuges. Eventually I want to get item filters set on a lot of things to where you put them in and it'll send them out where it needs to be. But that's kind of XAR's doing. He does most of the automating here, since I got to do the automating in single player, which I need to get another live stream done probably in the next couple days where I work on that again. But tonight I wanted to show you how we've been progressing here and what's been going on. So take it easy, have a nice one. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in joining us, leave me a comment and I will get you access to the server. We've got about 6 to 8 people that play here all the time. There's me and XAR, Vic and Andy, Axel and Quiet that are basically daily players. And then Briarios, when he's not busy working on his mod, he's on here usually daily. Casa stops in a couple days a week in the evenings. And there's our Soothslayer, and he's kind of hit or miss when he's actually here. But we got a nice little group of people here that play. So if you'd like to join in the fun, let me know, and we will get you access. We are running 2 servers right now, Gregtech 6 and Gregtech 5. Gregtech 6 is running with nobody on it but me when I'm doing updates. We're going to reboot it when everybody's ready to go back there and play. Axel just upgraded the server rack itself, and he can run 4 different servers at one time simultaneously without causing any lag. So we might actually leave the server we have up for Gregtech 6 up, and then just make a new one on a new server, and that way I can still do my updates on the old one, and we can go back there for, you know, memories and things like that every now and then. But we won't know until we actually update and everybody's ready to go back and play, because nobody's really playing there right now because we've got this place to get finished on. Axel's actually working on building a Mach 1 fusion reactor right now, and a lot of people are pitching in, helping him getting the things he needs, because it takes a lot to get it done. We've pitched in a little bit, but we're, you know, kind of competing with him, but not in a competition type way. We're the ones that are actually trying to build up to a fusion reactor ourselves, so we're not pitching in as much as everybody else is, where there's others that are, you know, just kind of low-level Gregtech players, not really trying to get all advanced into it. Or at least that's the way I feel. They're, you know, way behind us. Andy might actually be trying, but he came in a little bit later, so he's a little bit further behind than everybody else is. Which actually, one thing before I leave, I'll show you, we have our 2 Pyroluce ovens set up back here. They're sharing one wall right here, and we've got 2 tree farms. We've got this Max tree farm putting out apple oaks so we can get the apples we need. This one for chestnuts so we can get chestnut trees, or chestnuts from the trees. We don't get them all the time, but occasionally we get some because they've got to actually ripen before they drop. We could set it to orchard and then we would get it, but we actually had Andy and Vic come over here and B-Space barrels, so they are actually getting fed charcoal from our base free of charge because they came on later. This was their Christmas gift from us. We've got 4,000 stacks of charcoal, plus this is going over to the gas pass over there. It's not really being used right now. Briarios had something running on charcoal at one point that he needed it. But we figured we had so much being made, we might as well share, and so we did. That's it for today. Have a good one. Take it easy. See you next time.